What's up, 508? Jamie Silver here with 508 Sports Talk. I'm here with the boys.
What's up, everyone? What's up, 508?
508, how's it going?
So, we're going to get right into episode 3. First thing we want to do is thank Keller Williams, Southwood Tupper, and the Legacy Group for letting us use their spot today. Community, we're reaching out. You want us to do this show at your spot? Let us know. We're more than welcome to, we'd love to go wherever you want us to go. We want to do shows everywhere, support your local businesses. Again, we're trying to keep everything local and what we're trying to do. Again, Keller Williams, Southwood Tupper, the Legacy Group, and again, attorney Joseph Grimaldi. This is their spot. They kind of had to say yes to me. So I guess, right?
Yeah,
but whatever. Guys, I want to get right into it today. We try to come up with stuff every week on what to do, this week was pretty easy, I think, for us to kind of determine what we were going to talk about first, I think. So Jason Tatum is back. I'm kind of glad that we're able to do this before the game, just so we could kind of see where we're all at with this. And remember, guys, give us a follow, a like, share our stuff, please. That's how we're going to get where we want to get with this show. Discussions, anything, all these messages we've been getting are awesome. So let's get back to Jason Tatum. I'll go to you first, Ryan. What does it mean for Boston? And basically tell me what it means. Where do you see them as far as ranks in the league?
Sure. For me, the return of Tatum seems pretty transparent of what it is, right? Like we know the success we've had with the whole team out there with Tatum and Brown. We know we've won a championship. We've been there. Championship pedigree, right? They've already been a dark horse team to win the championship as is. I don't think that Tatum's going to come out here and immediately cause a conflict with Jaylen Brown like people are thinking, like, oh, Brown ascended to the star on the team without Tatum there. Is Tatum going to cause a rift in that? For me personally, they've shown they can coexist before. Tatum is an MVP caliber player. So is Jaylen Brown. I think it works. I think that Tatum's going to come in and play like himself, but also be a little more willing to trust the process, be a little bit more reserved, not throw up 20 shots and be the focal point. I think it's still going to kind of be Brown. They're going to get back to playing team ball. And as a result, who knows? I don't fear teams like Detroit. I think that this makes Boston a very dangerous team coming out of the East, and I think that they can win a championship. I mean, that's a high bar, but I think Tatum's huge. Plus, he's the emotional leader on the team. I know he's quiet, but the team just plays better with him. Get an all-NBA player on the team. I think the sky's the limit now.
Andrew, opinions?
So I'm on record as not necessarily wanting Tatum to come back.
You didn't want Tatum to come back. It's on record.
But none of my reasons were basketball reasons, right? Like if he's back and he's healthy and he stays healthy and he doesn't injure any other part of his body,
more injury
right?
Reason.
Like he obviously basketball wise can help. The one thing I will say, Ryan, is if he is the emotional leader of this team, that worries me.
You watched the documentary?
I've heard enough. I haven't seen all of it. I've heard enough where I honestly, and even before Tatum got hurt, I think they more fed off of Jaylen Brown's emotions more so than Tatum. Tatum's more talented. Their success I think hinges on Jason Tatum more than Jaylen Brown. Given the fact that Jaylen Brown won the Finals MVP, I understand that. But over a series, over a season, I think Tatum is more important to their championship aspirations than Brown. Brown can get them to like the point they're at now. But when you go up in a 7-game series against a Detroit Pistons and a Cade Cunningham, right? If you go up against the New York Knicks, let's not forget, with a healthy Jason Tatum, they were about 2 minutes away from being down 3-1, from being down 3-1, and then he got hurt. So it's not like having Jason Tatum against a team like the Knicks is going to be the difference. What I think is going to be different this year is obviously having that in the back of their mind of, hey, this happened to us last year coming off a championship. I think getting him back is going to be helpful, and it definitely makes me excited for their championship chances with Tatum being back.
my thinking on this doesn't change. You know how I felt the whole time. Um, People think Tatum is selfish sometimes. I think the guy is so the opposite of selfish, in my opinion. I think the guy is different. He's not your rah rah superstar. He likes hanging out with the other superstars in the league. Yes, he's friendly with them. It's just the way of the NBA. Um, if you look at Jason Tatum's numbers to this point in his career, it's he stacks up there with the best of all time. Championships, most of these guys that won their championships didn't win them until they were 28, 27, right where they're getting to right now. Steph Curry's first, I think he was 27, 28. LeBron James first. How old was he? 27, maybe 26. I'm not
Right.
sure.
It was around.
It always takes some time. I think his success early has with the fans, with some of the fans, has hurt him. I think because everybody seen how good he was so early and just assumed Celtics. It's hard to win the championship. To me, him coming back, they're the favorites in the East. And I only say that because Pistons are a great team. I just think they're young. I think the experience. I think adding Vucevic to the team with Tatum, I think in a 7-game series because of experience, I think they can beat the Pistons. Can the Pistons beat them? Yes. But I just with what the way this team is set up right now and the way they're playing right now with Pritchett, Derek White, and the roles these younger guys are playing. This guy Hugo Gonzalez, my boy Nemias Gata. Honestly,
name,
I mean,
Yeah,
you just seeing this team, and I think Tatum. To get back to the original question, I think Tatum puts them in an argument with any team in the league.
So my only issue, or my only concern, I shouldn't say issue, concern that came out with this documentary that Tatum did that worries me. And this is why I think it's not a bad thing that Jaylen Brown is the emotional leader of this team. Is I think Tatum showed that he really showed how soft he is. I'm not saying he's the softest player in the NBA, but when you watch that documentary, what worries me is he's going to come back and he's going to be playing, but he's going to be overly dramatic if something doesn't feel right. I mean, when you listen, if you haven't seen his documentary, you can look up some of the audio. But when he first was hurt and he's sitting in the doctor's office, and the doctor's like, "Hey, everything looks good. You're healthy. We've seen this before. There's been plenty of athletes, and looking into it a little bit more now, there's been plenty of basketball players who have come back in shorter time frames than Tatum, right?
Really?
Yes. Yep. So even going back to Dominique Wilkins in the '90s, came back in I want to say it was around like 9 months, 8 months. Kobe was like 8 months. There's been a bunch of guys. The average time is a little more than 9 months.
His is
But
like his is like
he's at 9.9.
820 something days. I had
288, right? 288.
800
oh
days.
I'm sorry,
280.
280. I had it
Math-
backwards. My
math
math
is
is
hard.
not good. I keep
Math is
telling you
hard.
guys.
I did hear that some of the Celtics' success kind of delayed. Like he's been ready to come back for a while, but they
Yeah.
really didn't want to rush him. They said he was on like a timeline of coming back the same time as Kobe, but because they've been like good and
Doing
Jaylen
well.
Brown's doing his thing.
See, but I
they
just
really
don't know how
pumped
much
the
I
brakes.
believe that because when you
True.
listen to his documentary and he tells the doctor, I just want to know, or I don't know if I'll walk again.
Yeah.
Like he's very
He did.
dramatic about
I think
this.
it's
And the doctor
just
was like,
him.
no, and he told the doctor, he goes, Doc, I got this. I'm gonna come back. And the doctor's like, yeah, no, yeah, I know
Yeah.
you will. Like you're fine. Like you're gonna.
It's
you know.
just him. He's a
And then there's
mama's
a
boy.
video. There's a video of him trying to get to his house, and he's like on his butt, like trying to like
I
get up
see
off
that,
of
yeah.
2 steps. I'm like, dude, like.
Yeah,
Really?
he's just. I think it's just the way he is, his personality.
Oh,
You know,
okay. No, I see where you're coming from. I
Even at
actually
Duke,
haven't
did
seen-
you
Yeah.
did you hear the story about?
watch it,
This
so.
is gonna sound like I'm bashing Tatum. I love Jason Tatum. as a
you
basketball
don't.
player.
You
I want him on
don't.
the team.
Uh,
But then
at
did you hear
508, he
listen,
doesn't. He doesn't
Did
like
you hear what happened
Tatum.
at Duke?
Recently?
No, this is back at when he played at Duke. Okay.
All right, this will be the last point we get
I
in
just-
on the
I'm
Celtics.
just
Go ahead.
saying.
I don't like this
So-
bashing of Tatum. I got to be honest with
Okay,
you.
so he got hurt, his injury, right? And his mom, I think someone reached out to his mom. His mom called multiple head coaches. They weren't picking up his phone. Let me know if my baby's okay. What's wrong with his foot? In a panic, you would have thought his foot's gonna get amputated. You know what? And then he again, same thing. He was having a hard time walking. You know, he ended up with just a sprained ankle. The mom tells the coaches, you can tell me what it is. I'm gonna be there. I'm jumping on. She jumped on a plane that day
And went.
and flew
Oh, jeez.
to Duke to go check on her. Let me know if he's gonna play again. He had a sprained ankle.
My mom would do that for me.
I understand that, but
Your mom, right?
he wasn't helping. He wasn't helping. He was acting.
Right. I get it. I get
I
it.
can say one other small thing in relation to that. The one thing, if there's anything I dislike about Tatum, because I love him, I think he's awesome. I don't like when I see him go to the ground. He's grabbing his wrist like it's the end of the world. I'm like, all right, man. Like it didn't even look like you gotta be tougher than that. You know, it doesn't. So
That's
I
the
know where you're coming
NBA.
from.
That's the NBA.
I know he's a positive for the team. I don't, and I want him on the team, and he increases their chances of winning. But
I'm gonna end this with this. He's not only the positive on the team, he's the best player on the team, and we're gonna move on from that. So next section we're gonna hit is Red Sox. Spring training's here. Our buddy Andrew, our Red Sox guru. That's what I'm just gonna call you from now on, the Red Sox guru. What do you think,
that might be a little,
Ryan?
I'm fine with that.
a little extreme. But
No, that ain't extreme. I know how much you're a Red Sox fan, like a lot of people around here are. Spring training's off and running. Let's just hit it with some positives and negatives so far. Simple, to the point, current. What do you got, Andrew?
So I mean, I think overall, and spring training's always hard, right? Because pitchers aren't trying to get guys out; they're more working on their breaking pitches, their their changeups, their fastballs. Yeah, they're just trying to get a feel for stuff. But with that said, it's definitely a positive when you see the way the Sox are performing as a team, right? Resident Jaron Duran hater here, but him having the power that he has shown, if he can continue that into the regular season, that's going to be huge. Wilson Contreras has some home runs. I mean, their offense in spring training so far, up and down, is looking good. So if it isn't just an aberration of the pitchers that they're facing or the pitchers working on stuff, and they're actually going to be like that zoned in and that connected, then yeah, this team is going to be better than last year's team. Their offense is going to be better, and it's going to be a fun summer to watch.
That's what
I just don't think that's going to last.
That's going to continue.
Jaron Duran in the regular season, if he faces Chris Sale, is not the chances of him taking him yard are not likely like he did in spring training. Like it's just because he's going to pitch him different, but Jaron Duran really is the key to this team's success, and that pains me to say, but he really is. Like they're banking on him to be what he was 2 years ago, and if he is, then sky's the limit for this team.
For some reason, every time somebody talks about Chris Sale, I remember when he flipped out. Did he flip out and break TVs one day?
Anger issues.
Break TVs.
Yeah, he was always
caught him on camera.
Yeah,
actually.
he's
So I remember that for some reason every time. So go ahead. What do you got on so far as positives, negatives?
It's really early. I think that they're a young team. Like we talked about in the last episode, I feel really, really good about their pitching staff.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just think even early, I think all these guys are just going to progressively get better and better throughout the season. I'm just more interested in seeing what the lineup looks like with Contreras out there, who fills the void in the infield and second, third base, if Marcelo Myers a factor, if Trevor Story stays healthy and shows spurts. I'm just more intrigued in what the season's going to look like. I think Alex Cora is going to get them on a good path, and I think that they're going to be competitive. But right now, it's preseason. I want to see them a little bit more before I have a more strong opinion, because I trust the pitching staff immensely, and if they can put up runs, I think they're going to be a dangerous team.
Right, and just so our listeners, I know we're not happy about your team of choice in the NFL. You're a Red Sox fan.
I am.
Right, correct. Just so I make sure, because
New England, everything else, just the Eagles are better.
Eagles fly, Eagle fly. I hate that song. So I hate that song. So let me get into just real quick what I think. It sucks going third on these because I don't want to agree with you, But again, what I had, I'm super impressed with Durant so far. Power wise, just consistency, batting .583. Real early, like you said, pitchers ain't really pitching.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to get stuff by certain batters, trying to use stuff against lefties, use stuff against righties, just the way they work. And I know, but like you said, if Duran could get back to what was it 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
You know,
He was also
oh,
MVP.
oh man, it would
yeah.
just make Roman Anthony and Spring him is going to be this, and we'll touch base in this. I want to touch base with the World Baseball Classic real quick as well. Roman Anthony, I think down there could move. I think I don't know how you feel. I keep looking at those things on your hat. It's screwing me all up.
USA, USA.
So with Roman Anthony, I think we could remove the prospect tag from him already.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
I mean,
he's good enough.
Right.
I think it's so high upside that.
Well, he's going to make the team. He's going to be.
Right.
He's not
100%. I think the prospect label is gone from him, where he could go right into superstar level with this World Baseball Classic, in my opinion. Like literally. I mean, hitting in that lineup. Apparently, they're gonna feature him quite a bit.
Well, I know, but you can't reach superstar status. You can play really well in the WBC.
Okay,
but he'll reach superstar status. He has to have a full season of this.
Granted, but I think it just if he wins MVP of this. And I only say MVP with him because apparently some of the more veteran players, can I use that, ain't gonna play as much, supposedly, especially the pitching. And I don't know if you heard that the hitters are gonna play more than the pitchers.
They always try to be careful with
100%, and I get that. But I think him, and again, a player he brought up is Marcelo Meyer. Right. I still think they're giving him. I think Cora, who you keep bringing up, is excellent. It's purpose what he's doing with the kid. I think.
No, he's done that in the past.
Elaborate a little more on that.
He's done that in the past with players where he they haven't told him he's made the team. They said he has to earn his spot, but everyone around the team. Even guys like Lou Merlone have said like Marcelo Meyer is going to be on this
team. That's what I'm hearing.
But Cora just tries to find ways to motivate guys that he thinks he needs to motivate. Now, that could bring up a question of if you need to do that to motivate him I think they want him to study film more and not just go off of his talent. But if you need to do that, then does that raise the question of do you really want him on this team long term if you have to keep pushing and motivating him, right? That was never a question with Roman Anthony. That was never a question with even a guy who had to go back down to play, but Christian Campbell. That's when you start questioning things like that with certain players, you kind of wonder, and now maybe the media just blows it out of proportion, right?
No.
Never do, right?
Hey, are we like media now? No, we're not media now, right? Because I don't like the media. So.
I know. Well,
I don't like you guys either.
Yeah,
so we're right. That's perfect.
The thing with Meyer though is he has, even at second base though, he made a couple of nice defensive plays where he had to go up the middle with his glove, fielded it, and then he tossed it with his glove to Story. He then later in the same game he had to go to his left, fielded it with his glove, and just tossed it with his glove to first base. So he's already shown defensively at second base. If Caleb Durbin can hold down third base, then that middle infield is going to be the best.
All right. So real quick, because we want to try to keep moving on through these topics. Anything you've seen that you don't like?
Red Sox wise?
Yeah,
Not
so
yet.
far.
Not yet.
Just hasn't been enough.
I need to see more. You know what I mean?
No, nothing really sticks out as a glaring issue. I still don't know if they've solved their left-handed reliever situation. I mean, I know they definitely have one guy there
in their bullpen. Chapman, their bullpen is a question. You know what another topic. So I mean, I guess we're all in the same note. We're being disappointed. I was disappointed to see Roman Anthony and Rafaela. I think you see them smack into each other in the outfield.
Oh, I missed that.
Oh, I seen it. Yeah. I didn't like that. I'll be honest with you, but. You talk about bullpen real quick right now, and we'll end the Red Sox with this. If you had to go with their number 5 starter, who would it be right now?
Oh, I think it has to be Oviedo.
Oviedo, your opinion?
Yeah, I probably agree with you. There's a couple guys that you could stick. I mean, I would go that way as well right now, but again, I'm in this.
I just say Oviedo because you traded for him because of the tools he has. You can't trade
agree.
For a guy like that and then just.
I'm going to be honest with you. I have Oviedo as my 4, in my opinion.
Well,
and I'm down on Brian Bale. honestly right now if you ask me who the 5 best pitchers are on
Yeah.
this team, I don't think he's one of them. The starters.
Who's the fifth?
I mean, again, I like Flash. What Tolley did the other day, what Early's been doing, to me, they've been better than Bayo. Both of them. He's struggled. He was working in the backfield. I don't know if you saw it with Pedro, trying to work. Personally, I've never been a huge fan of Bayo. Last year, wow, surprised the shit out of me.
Mm-hmm.
I just, but again, a guy like Tolley comes in. To me, that's the guy I want to see on the mound. Is he going to give up 400 footers? Yes. But again, that's where I'm at with that.
Good pitching staff, man. It's good problems to have.
You're crazy. And just to you mentioned it earlier.
Patrick Sandoval?
Mention it later. No, that don't get Patrick Sandoval.
Okay. Cutter Crawford?
No, but there is a young guy. I don't know if we'll see him up this year, but he did actually pitch right after Peyton Tolley. Is Noah Song. So remember that name.
Okay, Noah Song.
Yes.
I'll keep it up. I'll keep it in mind. So, I did say we wanted to hit a little bit on the World Baseball Classic.
Yes.
Something simple. Do you want to just speak on it, or do you want to break out who's the best team?
I mean,
we can't spend a lot of time on it because, of course,
honestly, I
to speak on it overall.
I don't know. It's tough to say who the best team is between Japan or the U.S. It's pretty close. The difference this year is because of 3 years ago when Ohtani struck out Trout to win the WBC.
Right.
Historically, the U.S. team has never had the best of the best because the best players never really for the WBC. You'll get a few, right? But this is the first time in the WBC that you've had the reigning MVPs and Cy Youngs for American National League.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
This is Aaron Judge's first WBC. Obviously Paul Skeens' first. Tarek Skubal. But because they lost last time, a lot of the U.S. guys
wanted to go.
Oh, hell no.
Okay.
They wanted to get back at Japan, so they got together and they were like, hey,
yeah, but it's not Canada. Is
Huh?
it? We usually beat Canada. Is that going to screw everything up? No, we'll just
It'll
beat
screw
Japan.
it up if we lose to Canada. There's no reason for us to lose. If
Canada
was to
has-
beat us
is
in the
Canada
WBC,
in
that's
it?
just as bad as them.
Canada's in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and actually, so I guess I'll real quick about the WBC and why, even if you're not a big fan of baseball, it's something to pay attention to. It's getting better. The countries are getting better. So I remember even the first time I saw Australia play, Great Britain, right? They weren't really. Even now, there are guys you look at, and there's not too many guys you can
There's
look
20.
at and be like, yeah,
20
yep,
countries.
Brazil.
Yeah,
The
it
US opened
shocked
up
me.
today against
Shocked
against
me
Brazil.
when I seen 20 countries.
Yeah,
You
they
know?
opened it up to 20 back in I think 17, but overall, Australia, they beat Czechia 5-1, I think, yesterday, and they were a team that when they first came out, they really weren't. There wasn't much talent there when you watched them play. There wasn't a lot of crispness to their play. They've gotten a lot better.
So
Great Britain, they're getting better as they're playing. So these countries are actually accumulating better talent, or when they come here, they're not afraid to go play for those countries. So it's actually
so before we move on, before we go to you, and just real quick on the WB, from now on, when we mention a country, you got to know where it is.
Okay.
So that country you just mentioned, I don't even know what you said. I don't know if you said Czechia.
hockey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know where it is?
Well, yes.
Okay. I want to make sure. We're gonna ask him after before the episode ends. Go ahead.
I'm with USA, man. I just think you get. I'm a big pitching guy, right? Like I love the pitching, as I've commented on the Red Sox. And when you got Skeens and Skubal up there, they're gonna win those games most of the time. Skeens is incredible.
Yeah.
Skubal's incredible.
Right.
And then Judge being there, it's showing that they're more serious about trying to win this year. They're not just like, whatever. They want it,
Right.
So.
Right. I get it.
Ohtani's pretty great though.
Don't-
That guy's like a team by himself.
So with me, it's again, I'm a USA guy. I think they got the best lineup.
Yeah.
Best overall everything. I
Mhm.
think if you're gonna look at pitching and offense wise together, I think they're the best. Don't sleep on this Dominican Republic lineup either.
Well, they're always talented.
They could hit.
A team that I really was looking to see if they could make some noise that I think people would look past was the Netherlands. If you look at that roster, if their pitching can hold up, I think they would surprise a lot of people.
I
this year.
didn't even know they
So-
played baseball in the Netherlands. We should start Team Portugal.
We-
We'll
So
play
my son
because
today, I said the USA is opening up against Brazil, and he goes, "Dad, Brazil plays baseball," and I
Yeah,
said, "Yeah,
right.
but this isn't even the first time they've been in it."
well, we could do a Team Portugal. I
So
could
he,
like
he asked. He
I
said,
could-
"Why doesn't Portugal have a
I
team?"
could coach.
And I said, "No."
think that's
So
as far as
we
I.
should.
You
They
know,
make a movie out of it.
you want to make a movie now?
No, if we go to Portugal and create a baseball team that will compete in the WBC,
Netflix.
and then we go.
Let's go.
There's actually a movie about a MLB scout who actually got sent to to India, I think, to find
I've seen
a
that.
cricket player to be a Major League Baseball.
I watched that.
Yeah,
I
it's
watched
a
that.
really good movie. If you can't, I can't think of the name right now, but we could do
Let's
that.
start working on it. You used to. He used to be the GM, I believe, of the local Bedford Bay Sox team. Well, your new job,
Yep.
Team Portugal GM.
I'm gonna tell my wife I planned a vacation in Portugal.
There you go. Guys qualified.
And, see?
We need sponsors for the for the trip,
Yeah, I don't know.
guys.
I'm gonna
Please.
pay for it, I guess.
All right. So, speaking of great organizations and teams and Portugal, when I think of Portugal, I start
Right,
feeling
yeah.
proud and great.
Right.
Perfect segue into the Patriots.
Oh,
Patriots free agency. Not just Patriots free agency, but the NFL in general. Free agency is one of the best times in any sport.
Oh yeah.
Is
legal
NFL
tampering, I think starts on Monday.
Yeah, NFL offseason free agency is awesome. I love everything about it. They allow them to kind of cheat
Right.
with the illegal tampering. It's the old saying: you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Yeah.
They're like, just fuck it, go cheat for a few.
Well, it's the exact
I think it's
opposite-
like a week,
It's
right?
the exact opposite of baseball. Baseball, it's like free agency they're trying to find a way to fix it because it's so drawn out. Guys don't sign right away.
Yes.
But with and it might be the same with basketball too, but with the NFL is the best. at
Oh
it.
yeah, 80% of the guys are.
It's just, you know, when free agency
gone.
starts, so you
I
gotta
love
pay
it.
attention
Love
because it's gonna,
Love
1,
everything
2, 3,
about
4,
it.
5,
know
yeah.
it's over.
Love everything about it. So
No, guys.
I'll get into it first with this one. Patriots free agency. I don't want to so much discuss what we think. We went over this last week. What they've done so far. They brought back our buddy Tommy DeVito.
Oh yeah.
They re-signed him today, 2 years. I'm thinking that might be the backup now. There's no reason to pay Dobbs, I think. So DeVito and maybe draft a kid now in the draft somewhere because, you got your guy, supposedly. So with that, they also signed some defensive end, outside linebacker. The guy has like 35 career tackles. When they make these moves, these teams, sometimes I don't get them.
Yeah.
Again, as far as Patriots, man, I like the big move, man. I want to see the wide receiver. They already got rid of Diggs now. I want to see the Mike Evans. I want to see. The more and more I'm hearing about Alec Pierce making upwards of 27 a year, it's getting me a little. I know he's good, and one thing about him, he's never had the chance, I think, to get more of the targets because of where he was, the quarterbacks he had, and Pittman was there, Downs. So maybe if somebody gives him wide receiver one money, he'll be a wide receiver one. I just don't know if he is right now. I personally would love to see Mike Evans, but that's more of a short term thing. But again, they were so close last year that. Is that what it is? As far as, I want to see them get a wide. I want to see them make a splash, whether it's in the two positions to me, that the splash, and it's two of the most important positions. It's that wide receiver and the edge rusher to me. I know everybody wants to go offensive line. They need it 100%. There's a couple ways they can do it. I like Hendrickson from Cincinnati. I like Jalen Phillips, the kid that just went to you guys, which I think you guys will bring him back. They always find a way. Eagles seem to like that guy. Works miracles, man. He always seems to find a way. But that's where I would like the Patriots to go. You guys could touch base on it. Go ahead, Andrew. What do you think?
I still think. Listen, if they don't sign, if they don't improve, or like I said, sign someone to improve their offensive line, they better be right on Will Campbell. Because even before he got hurt, he was good, but he still had his issues.
In my opinion, there's Will
So,
Campbell is your left tackle next year.
Listen, they've made that pretty clear. But that's what I keep
Yes,
saying.
right.
They better not be
Right.
wrong, because if they're wrong,
Well-
you see throughout the history of the NFL, young quarterbacks get ruined, and even Joe Burrow, who's not ruined, but after that one Super Bowl appearance, they haven't been able to get back. Now, granted, that organization sucks.
Yeah, they have no idea what they're doing.
But if you
No
don't
clue.
protect your quarterback, I don't care what wide receivers you have, I don't care what defense you have, you're gonna ruin the kid. And then
Right.
you're gonna be like, oh, he's not as good as we thought. Like, no, he probably was, but you let him get hit a million times a season. That's gonna affect you mentally. I don't care who you are. Like,
So you're saying that if Patriots free agency, you'd love to see them address that line.
I would love to see them address it, because I just don't believe that they're. I just don't know if Will Campbell's the
Right.
guy.
So I'll just chime in real quick before you. There is no way Will Campbell's not this down and left, unless injury somehow. And
I know.
only because, and I'm not saying it's the right decision, only because Vrabel and his guys are not ready to say, and even if he's the all-pro left guard, I'm not going to say it wasn't the right pick at the time, because you also needed left guard. That side is important regardless.
Right.
You don't spend a number 4 pick normally on a guard, but if that's what happens, so be it. If you have an all-pro left guard out of it, we'll take it, and I agree. But the one thing I keep reiterating and people don't understand, look at the history of the NFL and rookie offensive linemen. Even the Hall of Famers struggled in their first year. Hall of Famers.
No,
The kid, and I'm not saying he's gonna be great,
right.
but there's no way, because of where he was picked, that you're gonna see a different left tackle.
That's the answer to the question, right? Is either what do I want to see them do, or what do I think they will do?
Okay.
Do I think they will sign an offensive lineman? No, because I think they're going to focus on other things. I really think by this time next week, AJ Brown's going to be a Patriot. I think they're going to complete the trade.
Let's get into
There's just too much there. Hold on. Yeah, there's just too much there. But what do I think they're going to do? Then I think they're going to address other needs. The whole Alec Pierce thing, I agree with you. The reason I would be okay with them signing him if they don't get AJ Brown, which again, either one, is it'll show a commitment from the team different than what they've done in the past.
Right, I get it.
So
go ahead. I think we all know where.
Well, I'll start with Will Campbell. I'll start with the line, right? Because the most important part that gets no recognition is the offensive line. Because if you don't protect your quarterback, they're not going to be successful. We've seen quarterbacks that looked horrible get behind a good line, and then they're good. They're in the NFL for a reason. They will succeed. I believe in Will Campbell. I think he was pretty good, especially for a rookie, until he got hurt. I think that if they brought in offensive line help, it would just to take some of the burden off of him. But I think ultimately he's going to be a star in the league. I still believe him. I don't think his arms being a little short is a huge narrative. I think next year he's going to improve. And, some guys, it takes a year or two before they hit, they look that good or they're an all-pro. And we'll see. I still believe in him. But to talk on the receivers, because that's where we have to go, I'll start with Alec Pierce. I've talked to a lot of people.
You don't have to go there.
I'm going there. We're going there. Because that's
you go there because you want to.
That's where I have to be.
We're not forcing you to
That's
do
where I
it.
have to be. So Alec Pierce specifically, I know he's kind of like the highest regarded wide receiver in free agency. 27 to 30 million seems like a lot for a guy who really hasn't done a lot.
Do you know how many receptions he had last year?
45?
47.
47? So
Low.
With that
Real
being
low.
said, he had it was 47 receptions, 85 targets, I believe. But with that being said, the guy's yardage for catches, because he led the league 2 years in a row on average length of catch, it's like if you pay him as a wide receiver one and you throw him the ball 150 times like Jamar Chase gets or Jefferson, if you pepper him with targets, those numbers could look a lot better. We don't know what kind of receiver he could be. Could he be a wide receiver one? Could he be worth 30 million? Absolutely.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I brought that up a little bit. That's kind of where I was
And
going
look at
with
who's that
the.
throwing to him.
Yeah,
Right,
and that's kind of
right.
where I brought it. If you pay him wide receiver one money,
Right.
can he be the
Right.
wide receiver?
And I agree with that. So, but with that being said, to touch on the AJ Brown thing, for us as an Eagles fan, I feel like with what happened last year, I touched on this last week a little bit. It's just, it almost feels like it could be addition by subtraction, right? I think he's a great player. I don't want him to go anywhere. I love AJ Brown. I think he's nasty. I have him in fantasy. Big fan. But he was clearly unhappy at points last year, and it showed. And there's a connection between him and Mike Vrabel, right? That's obvious. So for me, I've talked to a lot of people about what we've heard, the rumor of the offer of a first and a third, and I heard Austin Hooper. I don't know if that's true, but a lot of people tell me they think that's too much. And personally, I don't even know if I'm Howie, if I'm taking that, right? Because if DJ Moore can go for a second and a fifth, to me, AJ Brown is worth at least a first because he's AJ Brown. He's an all-pro receiver. He's probably the best receiver that we've ever had. He's had the two highest yardage
I don't
seasons.
know. You had Terrell Owens.
He's had the two highest yardage seasons ever in the history of
I
Philly.
think Terrell Owens, just so you know,
I
is
love T.O.
underrated, most
I
underrated
love T.O.
receiver ever.
But the two highest receiving yardage seasons ever in history, AJ Brown, 1496
Oh, wow.
and 1495.
Well, I didn't even realize
Only
that.
guy in the 1400s. There's only been two receivers in the history of Philly to have 100-plus catches in a season. One, Zach Ertz, not even a receiver. The other one, AJ Brown. So just to let him go, a first and third, the first being the 31st pick, I don't know if it's too much for me. I think if it's going to work out, it's going to be at least that. And I could see it happening because it seems like it's a move that almost needs to happen. But we'll see how it plays out. Free agency is the best.
I do it. I do that trade right now, any day. Get AJ Brown in here. Do I think AJ Brown is better than Diggs? Yes. So to me, that's you improved. You got rid of Diggs, and I don't know. So I'm looking at this list of top available free agents, and I'm not even going trades because there could be a few other guys. Alec Pierce, Tyreek Hill, Romeo Dobbs, Wandale Robinson, Jawan Jennings, of course, Mike Evans, Debo. I didn't even realize Debo was a free agent. There is nobody on that list I'd rather have than A.J. Brown. Alec Pierce is, again, I wouldn't be mad if they signed him because, like you said, it shows commitment to that offense. It shows commitment, and let's see what can happen. But I think A.J. Brown is better than all of these guys, in my opinion.
Oh, everything being
so
equal,
you make the trade.
So you make the trade.
You make the trade, and the reason why I say you make this trade is, that first round pick is technically a second,
right?
Pretty close. The third round pick, you had, I think us and I forget who it was, the most rookie minutes in the NFL last year.
Yeah.
So we like that third round pick. Yes, it would help right now, but we're already young. Mm-hmm. We're already, I don't see us. And what would eventually probably happen is you'd give the first and the third, and they'd give you him in a sixth. Right. Something to that. Whatever, all day.
And I love Brown.
I'm about that all day. Bring AJ Brown in there. He changes the dynamic of that offense. He changes. He's a different type of player than Diggs. I think Diggs was already great season he had for us, but I think Diggs, we kind of all expected the one and done with him.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I mean, I, especially with the way his contract was set up. But my thing is, if you're going to release him because you wanted to restructure him and not pay him, that's fine. But don't do that. But then not get Alec Pierce.
Right. I don't think they're the Red Sox. Or
I think they have.
I don't think they're the Red Sox.
They've been history,
but Vrabel's, it's a different. They're different.
If they are.
Right. They're different. So now, real quick before we move on this, so I just mentioned to you guys a bunch of receivers, edge rushers, which they're the big positions that people look at. Trey Hendrickson, Jalen Phillips, Owell, whatever his name is, Oweh, Khalil Mack. Is there anybody that you would love to see somewhere?
I'd love to see Jalen Phillips in Philly.
I shouldn't have said. I was
going to say on the receivers.
Okay.
It's an interesting perspective being an Eagles guy, and I love A.J. Brown and feeling like it's something that has to happen. Just to point that out, feeling like he's going to end up on your squad just because it makes sense. But yeah, Jalen Phillips
in Philly.
I'm a big Phillips guy, so I like for him to stay personally.
I don't know if there's a guy that I look at and I say, I'd love to see him in that spot.
But I mean, even like maybe where you'd like to see Diggs.
Well, I will say this: I think the Bears are, with the moves that they've made, I think they're lining up to make a trade for Max Crosby.
Oh, that would be big. That would be big.
Because they even released a guy. So a guy on the defensive side, I wouldn't mind the Patriots getting, and this is what when I was looking at it, is that linebacker Tremaine Edmonds.
Yeah,
that's the kid he was just mentioned.
Yeah, they just released him, right? So I think they're setting up to get Max Crosby. Trey Hendrickson, I think he's going to Dallas.
I could see one of them in Dallas.
I just think
whether it's Crosby,
after
whether
what
it's
happened last year, after what happened last year with their defense and trading Micah Parsons, and I think
Patriots need to get on
I think
that.
they've already said that they're going to open up their wallet. I think they're going to go out and get him to kind of make up for getting rid of Micah Parsons.
Yeah, but
right?
Patriots need to get on that edge rushing. The guys we had, Chase on, had a great year. He's a free agent. He should be.
Is Kayvon Thibodeau a free agent?
No, but he is trade. I think they've had some exploratory.
A friend of mine mentioned the Patriots trading for him.
Oh, I would love that.
He would make a lot of sense. He's kind of expendable for the Giants.
Pretty much with all the guys they have, right? Yep. So, again, I hate saying that, but you know what I would like to see, honestly, is maybe a guy like Wan'Dale Robinson on the Chiefs. Tyreek Hill back on the Chiefs. And I go for that, and I'm only saying that because we all want to know what's up with the Chiefs.
Always, right?
You know what I'm saying? Like, we all want to know that.
Big trade they made, trading McDuffie away.
Right.
Huge. It kind of looks like they're rebuild. Like, I'm not sure. I think that was money, and that's what happens when you pay that quarterback, man. There's those positions. And Patriots fans, I've said it to a few of you already. I love Christian Gonzalez. Let me say it again. But do you see when McDuffie just got the Chiefs? Just saying.
You're not trading him.
I'm just saying.
Well, I will say this: if the Pats, trading Christian Gonzalez is a terrible idea.
I'm just saying. No. There's a difference. There's a difference with getting AJ Brown for Christian Gonzalez and getting a first, a third, the following. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference. And the only reason why I say that and I bring it up, it's the way of the NFL, and it's why the Chiefs did it. Because what you do is you restock at a different position, and are you going to draft a McDuffie again, or are you going to draft Christian? Highly unlikely. But now you get that cornerback again in his first year, and you could have him for the next 3-4 years. And it's just the way of the NFL. There's always a position on certain teams that they do that. Patriots did it for years with their edge rushers. They would Ty Warren to guys that would come in for 3 or 4 years, do really well. They'd let them go. They'd let them go a year early. It was that
early, not in their first time, when they can get their second.
I'm just saying.
No. Don't say that. So
I'm just saying.
But here's the thing: the flip side of that I look at that McDuffie trade that interests me is watching what the Rams do, which is why I don't think you should trade Christian Gonzalez, because especially now with the Bills getting DJ Moore, right? So the Rams, and this is why I'm okay with them with the Pats trading their first round pick. Do I want them to trade as much as the Rams do? No, the Rams I think have used one first round pick in the last 8 years. But when you look at the Rams, they look at the board. And if they're picking around where you're picking, and they're willing to trade their first-round pick for a Trent McDuffie, right? Because obviously they see who else is in their division.
Right.
To me, if I'm the Patriots, obviously not in the same division, but I say, you know what? We're going to re-sign Christian Gonzalez. It's a premium spot. It's one of the most important spots on the field. And when you look at how he performed, especially in that Super Bowl.
Right. He definitely was best player on the field.
You're not going to replace him.
Both teams.
No matter what the pick is.
He was the best player on the field, both teams.
Yeah. No matter what you're not going to, whatever pick you get for him, you're not going to replace that. So sign him, give him his money, right? But trade your first-round pick for that position of need, which is why I wouldn't hesitate to trade it for A.J. Brown.
So if I tell you right now, everybody's gonna. I know I'm gonna hear shit about this one.
Here we go.
I would argue that he wasn't the best cornerback on the team this year.
Oh Lord,
Christian Gonzalez?
Yes.
Do not say
Marcus Jones was A+ all year for me. I'm not saying he's better. Let me rephrase that. He is not better. But if you're going to go by not better, but who had a better year?
Don't hit that wall backing up. You have a lot of space.
I'm just saying, who had a better year? All season. I'm not talking about the Super Bowl or playoffs.
It depends on how you can't compare the two, though, because Marcus Jones is good in his spot in the nickel, right? And then he can punt return, he can kick return. Yeah. So
Okay,
Gonzalez isn't
maybe
doing
I'm
that.
thinking of the overall Marcus
So-
Jones of what he means to the team.
Right. If you want to
Okay.
say that Marcus Jones means more, I mean, to an extent, this year he meant more for the duration of the season, especially because Christian Gonzalez had the hammy early in the season and stuff.
Well,
like that.
I just bring it up. I just bring it up for argument purposes.
No, I know, but
Marcus Jones, I'll tell you right now, got screwed not making the Pro Bowl. That kid deserved to be on the Pro Bowl
which is
this
why
year.
it was important, and they made a point to sign him to a deal that they were able to sign him to.
Great, and
before the end of the season,
it was
right?
a good deal.
So, but I think he was smart too, because I think he realized, okay, I can make this money, but when you look at guys who can punt return and kick return, that's not
Right, but
besides a guy like Devin Hester,
he's not just that. Well, his punt return and kick return abilities are historic.
I know, but what I'm saying is when you can do that well, that's a skill that can diminish really fast.
Right.
So once that goes, your value plummets.
I mean,
so
his
I like
value though at defensive
him
back
as
is
a nickel.
right.
I don't know if if he's your 2 corner. I don't know how your defense looks unless you have another really good nickel. So
right.
value to the team, I think he's valuable.
Right. And when I say him as the number 2 or the number 1 corner, of course, and honestly, it's because of his height. And it's true.
Yeah.
He's short. And Davis, who was on the other, excuse me, I think he played every game this year.
Carlton Davis?
Yeah, he might have.
Yeah.
So with him
Maybe
there,
let's see
I'll
what
be
pass
honest with
interference
you.
calls.
If you look, he did lead the NFL, I think, in pass interference calls. If you look, there was quite a few times that Marcus Jones saved his ass this year, dropping in coverage, like where he would read the quarterback, and he saved his ass quite a few times. I'm very high on Marcus Jones. I've always loved guys like that. He reminds me of some of these Patriots that, different positions again, but he reminds me of like the Julian Edelman type of player, the Troy Brown type of guy, where you could just ask this guy to, hey, get in there and be quarterback for a quarter. He would do it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And where some guys would be like, oh no, coach, I'm not doing that.
Right.
I can't do that. You know, so I'm a big
With
fan.
that said, though, Robert Kraft signed Christian Gonzalez. Hey, the man.
Hey,
Give him the
I would.
money that he deserves.
You want my opinion or you don't want my opinion?
You can give your opinion.
I would trade the. I love Christian Gonzalez, but let's see what we got. I like. You know who I like?
How fast you started to backpedal the Marcus Jones thing, though.
I didn't backpedal because I want to make sure you understand what I was saying. Okay, what I was saying is he might have not been the best cornerback on the team this year, the whole season. That's what I said. Right?
You started off by saying he was more valuable than Christian Gonzalez.
I didn't say valuable.
Said better. He tried to preference his way into thinking he was.
You started to say he was better.
Yeah.
And then you backtracked.
Yeah, you did.
I don't know about that. We'll have to go back and look at the video. And by the way, where is hold on.
Tell us if you think he backpedaled.
By the way, now we're gonna, before we get into quick hits, where's Czechia or Czechia? Czechia.
Yes, it's kind of like right between Austria and Germany.
Is that like the old
Prague.
Czechoslovakia?
You ever been to Prague?
Yeah, Czechoslovakia, the old Czech Republic. Oh, so they call it Czechia now?
Yeah.
Oh, why do they change names so often out there? You notice that? They're like always changing the names of the countries.
I don't
Weird.
know.
I just know Portugal.
I can talk about their
United
WBC
States
baseball team, but I can't talk about why they're
Okay. So, so before we get to quick hits, I was going to bring up something little on the Bruins. You got the Bruins shirt. We had it kind of stinks that they had the trade deadline right now. Once again, our boys picked up, they did make a trade with Philly today. No player in that trade has ever played a game in the NHL.
Yeah, but that.
So,
yeah.
You know, and for a team that, how do I want to say it, is in contention. I don't know if they're in contention to win a cup. Because it's tough. But they're in a playoff spot. They could have improved a little bit. I didn't see a big move coming. No. Like they've actually done some stuff the last few years. I didn't see it, but dude, I mean, you could have used some help on that defense. You could have used a top 6 forward to add to this. I'll tell you one thing, and I brought him up last week. And I'm hearing some good stuff that as soon as BC season's over, James Higgins is going to be a call up, and I can't wait for that. It's remember when they brought up McAvoy at the end of that year, and they did it too with what was the defenseman that went to that ended up signing with St. Louis? Remember the lefty Krug. Torrey Krug, same thing. He came from, I forgot where he played, and in college somewhere, and he came up I love that stuff, seeing these young, skilled players. Again,
because hockey's one of those sports, too, that you can get a really young kid
skilled.
And make an impact.
Yes,
right?
yes. Which I don't know if you guys got anything more on the Bruins. We get into it more. Disappointed again that they didn't make a move.
Yeah. I mean, are we going to talk about it in quick hits, or?
No, you could mention it now before we get into quick hits.
About the trade deadline is I think the price for what they could have gone to really make an impact on this team was going to be too high for what they were willing to pay. And I don't, according to Ty Anderson from 98.5, he was saying that the Bruins went into the season and they were going to try to just pump and dump like Pavel Zacha. Who else? There were a few other guys, I can't think of the names right now, but they went into the season thinking, hey, we're going to play, we're going to suck. And then we're going to take these guys, we're going to trade them to get all this draft capital, and they're going to kind of.
They wanted that kid that's in.
But they couldn't.
Yeah.
They can't do that because they have the last spot in the wild card. So I think that kind of threw off their plans. So, and Don Sweeney said he wasn't going to be as active or aggressive this year as previous years, and that's because they don't want to give away any of their pieces, right? But they know they're competitive, so they can't sell. So they were just in the spot of like, crap.
Right.
So
see, I don't know if you want to mention anything on the Bruins real quick. Or...
I was wondering, like, is Swayman hurt? Because I've seen a lot of games that Korpisalo's been starting recently, and I don't know what's going on.
He might be better.
He might.
I don't know. I'm not. I feel like the Bruins kind of like you do with the Red Sox, and they suck. And when I say they suck, I mean they always. Like this year, what you said, they went into the season. I wished like that kid. I forget his name, coming out of Penn State. There's supposedly again one of these generational type kids coming out of Penn State. And I think they thought because they have somebody's first round pick too.
Toronto's, I think.
Toronto.
Yeah, because so
Florida.
So there's an issue. So there's a potential question with how they're going to get this pick because.
Wasn't it Marchand? Wasn't it part of the Marchand deal?
I think so, but the better pick is the Toronto pick. So
definitely.
So the Toronto pick though is interesting because Ottawa has to give up their first round pick.
Why?
Because they broke some sort of rules with.
Oh, so they no pick at all.
So last year they tried to. I think it was last year they tried to trade someone they couldn't trade. Okay. So they got so their penalty was they have to forfeit their first round pick. The problem is that I think it's depending on how it falls. There's something where if Toronto's bad enough where they get the
number one pick
and Ottawa's fifth, does that become a fifth pick? Like,
right.
Some there's some question.
So my question is do they have 3 first round picks? No, I don't think. For some reason, I think they might have traded their own this year. We'd have to look into it. I mean, at some point. But I think, to me, why I say they suck is because either be the worst team on a season like this when you could get this kid and Matt put him with Higgins. Now you got 2 freaking phenoms for the next 10 years. But no, they're gonna just make.
So that's what it is. It's the Maple Leafs pick that they gave to the Bruins in the Brando Carlo trade is top 5 protected.
Oh,
but if they
if it's 6, so does it? What? Because technically it's 6th pick. I get it. I think it definitely should stay 6. And but so it's top 5 protected. And how does it work? They go to the following year. Because they got to get something.
I have to look at the details of the trade, but usually they have it written in there. But usually it's the following year or converts to.
But you get what I'm saying. I just hate this. This just making playoffs, being competitive shit kills me.
Right.
You never get anywhere.
Watching they win the cup out of nowhere this year.
That'd be great. And if they do, it's because of Marco Stern. If they do, it's because of the coach. I think he's done a great job, and I brought it up a few times. So let's get into our. It's kind of becoming my favorite part of the show. Actually, quick hits section. So let's get to quick hits. All right, so we're here with the quick hit section. I went over the quick hits real quick with these guys. I tried to bring it up to them right before this segment, and Ryan's head, I think I seen some smoke coming out already. He's thinking hard about these. I got to be honest. He's thinking hard. I love it.
Think about everything.
He's taking it seriously. Taking this shit seriously.
I mean,
So do I. And by the way, guys, the hustle behind your home is here. You see him over here? Oh yeah, this guy.
Hey, how's it going?
All right, let's get into quick hits. Get going pretty quick. My man Ryan. If anybody wants to go check him out, he's bowling. This guy's nasty at bowling. I'm putting my money on him. DraftKings. We can get you on DraftKings tonight.
No, it's not good.
No, they're not good. I like
Not good.
bad odds. You know, that's how you make more money.
Yeah.
So go put some money on Ryan today.
Just not the bowl 300.
Won the bowl.
Yeah,
I know. We won't. You want to talk about that?
No, I don't.
We don't want to talk about that. All right, quick hits. Okay, first one. Topic that around here, especially Philly, a lot of these times are simple. Are Boston fans too hard on their teams? When I say teams, I mean players, coaches, front office, owners, everything. Go ahead, Andrew. Break it down.
I think it depends on. I think it depends on the team. I mean, I'd say for the most part, they're pretty hard on their teams, except for the green teamers. There's not a lot that like hardcore, like bleeding green Celtics fans are. They give all the excuses in the book.
You're crazy. You're crazy.
But Red Sox fans, obviously that I think they're still pretty hard on their team. Obviously, the Patriots they get scrutinized the most. And then same thing with the Bruins. I think they're really hard on them. But are you kidding me?
I'm gonna yell at you.
Green teamers are
The shit they give Tatum.
No.
I don't think any star athlete in this town has gotten more shit than Tatum.
I'm just gonna go with the fans aren't hard enough, man. We deserve it. We're champions. We should win. We should
I
be.
mean, we're not as hard as we used to be.
They're just passionate. Championship passion. They're invested.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go Boston.
I won't say because I'm as hard on these guys as anyone, but sometimes we get spoiled. It might be. I really think, and I go back to Tatum. Like, I cannot believe throughout this kid's career the shit this guy has gotten and what he's done. I keep saying it. So yes, too hard on these guys. Chill out a little bit. Next topic. I'm upset.
They're not hard enough.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
upset.
what I said.
Yeah, like what do you mean?
I'm
Like,
upset.
Come on, man.
Oh no, I don't know if I'm gonna walk again.
No, that's not the point. That's the way he is. He's a mama's boy,
God.
dude. Mom, I love you. Jeez. Tell your mom you love her.
Love you, mom.
Love you, Mom.
Guys, I gotta
Can't
get
leave
these
you
guys.
out.
I gotta get these guys in line over here. I'm not sure what's going on over here. Viva Portugal.
That's the next.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I want to bring up again Keller Williams, South Watuppa, Legacy Group, Attorney Joseph Grimaldi. Thank you, everybody, for allowing us to do this. Other restaurants, anywhere. You guys want us to come down, film an episode? We'll get you sponsored here with us. We're loving this. We're enjoying doing this, and we just want to keep going. Quick hits number 2. Now I'm pissed. You guys pissed me off. Damn, hungry too.
Yeah.
Maybe that's part of it.
That could,
What time is it? Never matters the time. All right. This one, you got to think a little bit and listen to the question.
Okay.
Okay? Bring back one Boston player, athlete, however you want to word it, in his prime and add it to that team's current roster right now. Replace the player that they have at that current position now or add to that position. Who would you bring back? Fire.
Ready to go, man. In lieu of our conversation earlier, since there's no person to replace because the Patriots cut Diggs, let's go Randy Moss, man. Wouldn't that look
Ooh.
Let me see it.
Holy
shit.
shit.
Made a Randy Moss
Wow.
connection for a day.
I didn't
Get
even
that
think
wide
of that.
receiver in.
Yeah.
And that would improve the team
Immensely.
immensely. Fire away.
I'm going way back.
Way back.
Yes. Ted Williams.
Oh, shit.
You bring that man back in his prime, and then you insert him into the 3 or 4 hole on this offense, because then I get to take Jaren Duran out of it, and then I get
hate Jaren Duran,
and then I get to put Ted Williams in that spot with this lineup. Oh my lord!
Were you the guy in the crowd that he yelled?
No, I wasn't. But there's probably going to be another guy who's going to piss off Jaren Duran, and he's going to say another bad thing.
Stupid
and it's
shit.
Yeah,
you got to chill out with that stupid shit, Jaren. Seriously.
I can
love you to death.
Listen, I'm not saying he's a bad guy, but every year there seems to be
not.
something
Yeah,
that happens.
you're right.
He run after a fly ball,
and it's not his fault. And it's not his fault.
Exactly.
Right. So my guy is. I'm going to the same sport. What does that team need? Red Sox. My boy right here. David Ortiz.
I'm surprised you both went Red Sox.
You crack David Ortiz now in the middle of that lineup?
Yeah.
Oh God.
It's almost like back in 2013.
Clean up right there with Roman Anthony. You know what I mean? With this stuff in front of him, with stuff going around. That, to me, that's where I'd go. You know, obviously, the first thing you think is Tom Brady. The greatest, but
I was thinking Red Sox hit it too. I was like, do I say Manny?
Right, but that's why I wanted to word the question in replace the player they have now. And Tom Brady, Drake May's no Tom Brady, never will be. But they have a Drake May.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Right. Red Sox, to me, no one near David Ortiz or Ted Williams. I mean, jeez. You kidding me? You watched him, right?
He's one of my favorite. I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Actually, I'm the oldest dude here.
I watched him. They took him on a golf cart, 99 All-Star Game Fenway.
I thought that one was pretty cool. Kind of change it up a little bit. Last one, most underrated Boston athlete right now. This could get. I hope you guys chip in on, especially these quick hits. Andrew, you hit it first.
Underrated.
Jaren Duran.
Boston.
No.
100%. For the love of God.
He said Jaren Duran earlier. Right in the pre-meeting.
No. Underrated. I don't.
You want to go? You want me to get back to you? Because I could go. You have one?
You got one? This is the one that made the smoke over my head.
He was. He was.
But in honor of him returning today, let's go with Tatum. I know the guy's an all-star. I know he's an all-NBA superstar.
I love it.
This guy gets no love, man. Tatum is one of the best 5 players.
I love it.
Get him up there.
I love it.
So
love it.
We're saying New England fans underrate this person because Tatum's not
I don't know. You say whatever you want. Say whatever you want.
Oh man.
And don't go. You want me to go next? So my most underrated player in Boston right now is Jaren Duran. Because I'm just kidding. I wanted to sound as serious as I could. I wanted to sound. Honestly, my guy is, and when underrated, I don't know if he's so much underrated, but to me, he's still underrated. Same sport again, Derek White. Derek White, ever since they got him, if you look at their record, since they made that trade for him, it's like ridiculous, first of all. And night in, night out, that guy is defending, is rebounding, I think he might lead guards in blocks. You know what I mean?
He's always up there, yeah.
And as much as when it's hard to consider him underrated, because I think who doesn't like Derek White? Have you ever heard a bad thing about? I did hear one bad thing. Do you remember he got into a fist fight in Colorado at the basketball game or at the football game? There was this video. Go check it out. Derek White fist fighting with somebody and I was like, Derek White?
Yeah.
I would never think that, but he got at Colorado one of the games, but. He, to me, is underrated. I was going to go with Pritchett. I'll be honest with you. Even as good as he is, I just think that Celtics team, these type of players are a key to what they do. Not only Jaylen Brown and Tatum. And basically, I guess Vucevic would be the number 3 if you're going to go big 3. I don't know. He's not even started. Nemias Gata. No amigo. Love Nemias Gata. Oh, and just seeing him.
How is he not your underrated player, man?
Well, I just don't think when I say underrated, I mean Derek White is at a different level.
Tatum's an all-star.
Right. We love Nemias here. Again, we're going to pronounce your name right every time. These guys don't.
I don't want to yell at him.
I don't want to say it.
So, but I just think he's definitely underrated, but not. Derek White's at a different level. And Amir Shkata, he's just it's awesome to me as I'm Portuguese, through and through.
Yep.
Seeing when this guy first came, he was in Sacramento. They brought him over. He was like a castaway from. I think they released him. Sacramento might have released him.
Yeah.
Celtics get him in here, and I hear right away, hey, the first Portuguese player ever. I was like, really? I never noticed there was never. I figured maybe.
Same thing when I heard that though. It's because he doesn't have a. I mean, his name isn't like.
Well, it's
Nemias.
Yeah, Nemias Kata is definitely a Portuguese name, and he apparently, I think he moved away when he was young because of basketball. I think, and he was out in Utah, I believe. Did he go to Utah? I think he went to Utah. It was weird. Portuguese kid in Utah playing basketball. Whatever. It's no different than this FIFA shit that they. I'm getting off track here. Well, FIFA, honestly, they put Portugal games in Atlanta and Houston.
Yeah.
Probably geographically the two least Portuguese places out of all of them that they're playing games in. You think they would look into that shit a little weird.
Yeah,
but whatever. So I think it's Derek White. He got one. See, I had to talk a little bit just to make sure that he
find a non-Red Sox player because that's usually what I default to. And then I almost said Jaylen Brown, but then I thought, well,
Jaylen Brown underrated.
Listen, yeah, because everyone always talks about. Listen,
Tatum.
I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go with Jaylen Brown. But the reason I said Jaylen Brown is because you look at what he's done this year, right? But then everyone's always talking about now that Tatum's back, and so I almost went with Jaylen Brown, but because Jaylen Brown has his own issues where he didn't show up in certain games, whatever. I'm gonna go with Willie Abreu. Because everyone, when you talk about the Red Sox team, right, when you hear about this team and their success, right, you're hearing about the pitchers, you're hearing about Roman Anthony, or you're hearing about me, Trash Darren Duran, right, you're hearing about Wilson Contreras, all these guys. Yeah. But then the guy that's kind of falling in the background, the one guy talking about actually is Alex Cora, who offensively keeps getting better, defensively has won a gold glove, right? But I think the reason I say he's underrated is because when people talk about the Red Sox, I don't know how often they really talk about Willie Abreu, who's playing right field, one of the toughest right fields in baseball, and he's winning a Gold Glove out there. So to me, that's him, and that's good also a name to watch.
All right, I like it. I'm a big fan of Willie Abreu.
My boy.
Big fan. I'm a big fan as well. I like guys like that. I like guys that are have been kind of underrated their whole career.
And he
was traded,
he's
right?
One of those guys where
they got him in a trade for
Christian Gonzalez,
the catcher,
Christian Vasquez,
the catcher. Yeah.
And he's one of those guys where he really just. He's just one of those dirt dogs, man. I remember it was a few years ago. It's his grandmother had just died or whatever, but then he wanted to play, and then he ended up with a home run in the game, and he's one of those guys that just you love having on your team. So,
all right, so that's our show, I guess for number 3. But again, another thank you to Keller Williams, Southwood Tupper, and the Legacy Group.
Thank you.
Our man, Attorney Joseph Grimaldi. Thank you guys for having us here. And you guys got anything in closing to say?
No. I think it was fun. A lot of
always
good topics. Hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, follow us Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Leave us your comments. Continue the conversation. And we're still trying to nail down and get a local. Well, I feel like we're saying this every episode now, but we're still trying to. Get a local organization or person to come in here so we can start talking to them about the going-ons of the sport area in 508. We didn't talk about Redford High. Went to
yes, we. Dude, should we talk about it, man?
I don't know. So it was
disappointing.
Listen, I don't ever like being the bad luck guy, but I think I possibly was the bad luck guy. When I showed up, it was 16-16. They got blown out. I told my son, we got to go. There's not enough time. And I was giving my whole son a math of minutes and how much you have to score to come back and this and that. And then all of a sudden, my buddy Pat Hyam texted me and goes, "Oh, they almost came back. At one point they were down by 8." And I said, "Oh no."
Yeah.
So, hey, good season overall.
Yes. Shout out to New Bedford High
basketball team. I know it stings right now, but just to get to where you were, a heck of a season, and good job, boys.
Definitely a shout out to them, Coach. If you want to come out here. shout out some of your players. We have gotten a few organizations that have reached out.
Mhm.
We're just looking to schedule stuff with them. We've had a ton of positive feedback from you guys, and we've gotten some shit from the typical guys we expected, and we love that too. Seriously, let us know what we're doing good, what we ain't. Again, just so you all understand, this is supposed to be fun for us. We're not trying to like do it. Can you tell? Look at this guy.
Hey.
You know, look at this guy.
USA, 8 p.m. They're playing Brazil. All right, so,
Tonight.
8
Hey,
p.m.
check it out.
Yeah,
But I
Fox,
think
not Fox Sports 1. They're on Fox.
yeah, but
When they play Czechia, when's that game?
I know.
Yeah, they're in
Yeah.
a different pool.
Oh, all right,
Yeah,
so-
yeah, they're over in
Czechia hasn't.
Czechia. Yeah, they're over in
okay.
Tokyo because they got to keep those people in Asia for now. Then when whoever advances, then they come
Oh,
over.
then they come over.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got Tokyo,
So-
San Juan, Houston.
508. Thank you for listening to us today.
Yes, thank
We
you.
hope these shows keep getting better. They're probably not, to be honest, with the way we do it, but it is what it is. We're loving
We're
this.
having fun.
We're enjoying it, and we'll see you guys next time.
See you next time.
See you.